Alright, for Yamam Obi Biara Kwabasron Kosuba POG Media. So, the source and any day can share Jumedi, ya over subscribe. Now, like no share Jumedi, I'm Afro from so answer to me Akabi. And do not forget to click on notification bell to be any update be able to drop Biano. So answer able to me Akabi. No, so I try wide more comment section or I'm yon to your opinion about this matter. A baby the home common. The Busan for years and reaping Yumura and some do any other so near Barra and some way they need air tray. OSP Martin Kpebu in name say an anomalous incident here to say after say OSP invited Martin Kpebu on office saying ka or investigations we are saying now I could be arrested and detained on for allegedly 1918 or one thing say OSP the apologies be Akroma Martin Kpebu say unlawful year or 80 and on Serena on function for say no seminal Akwakoye bibi pa for any asem ketwa me no di nkomo will
do the introduction. But let me start off this. I believe you've been monitoring the events unfold. Where we've gotten to up to today suggests plainly that Ghanaians really don't want that office to stay. If the office should even stay, they don't want the person occupying that particular office to be there. Let's start off with yesterday's events. How did you take in the news?
Let me say good evening to our cherished viewers. Good evening to your good self and your crew. Yesterday, I was really shocked to have learned the action or the actions of the OSP relative to the detention of Martin Kpebu. I think yesterday was a very dark day, if you like, in our democracy, considering the fact that the action that was taken against Martin had no basis. There was no basis for the kind of action that was taken against him, considering the fact that the OSP has no mandate in respect of what was done to Martin Kpebu. If the OSP thought Martin had done something or had said something against his person, as a lawyer, he knows the best place to go is to go to court. You sue him for defamation of character.
Right.
You don't take personal action. You don't use the office to take personal action against someone who has made comment about you or who has accused you of corruption and other matters. So I think he got it wrong. It was needless. The action was needless. And I believe that many Ghanaians have come out to condemn the action, and so it is proper that I also add my voice to condemn it in no uncertain terms. That action constitutes a very dark moment in our democracy. That someone could use his office to engage in something that the office is not allowed to do. I mean, as I said, if someone has made a comment and you think the comment infringes on maybe your reputation and all that, the law provides the avenue through which you can seek redress. And so you have to go to court. You don't take the law into your hands. You don't become a judge in your own cause.
The issues that were at the back of your suggestion, the issues that were raised by Martin Kpebu still got to do with the cases that he's investigating.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know so much about law, but I just want to use this term, if I may be right or wrong, maybe an adversarial witness in the case, because Kpebu has made certain pronouncements suggesting that he was corrupt, allegations of corruption and all those things. Those are also issues of corruption.
No. Let's look at
in relation to the same case that is investigating.
Let's look at the core mandate of the OSP and see whether what they did falls within their mandate or purview. Their core mandate, first one, is to investigate corruption and corruption-related cases involving public officials, politically exposed persons, and private individuals who are linked to these people. That's the first mandate.
Right.
Second mandate is to prosecute corruption and corruption-related cases on behalf of the states.
Right.
The third one is to recover and manage assets, or assets could be money, could be physical asset like building. You have to recover and manage assets that have been retrieved from corruption cases on behalf of the states. That is your mandate. You also have to prevent corruption by engaging in education, research, and other things. Then also you link up with other international anti-corruption bodies. I mean, these are your mandates that have been given to you by the act that established the office. Act 959, 2017 is so clear as to what the mandates of OSP are. There's nowhere the OSP has the mandate, or there's nowhere in the act that is stated that OSP has the mandate to go after someone who has made derogatory remarks about him or about his office. Are you getting the point? If anything at all, you go to, if you think the person has attacked your person and that your credibility is attacked, your integrity is attacked, the law courts are there. Go sue the person for defamation. So on what basis?
From what we even gathered, the arrest and detention is got to do with the fact that he had granted interview within or around the premises of the OSP. That was one. And also he had engaged himself in altercation with a security person. You know, so if you look at the charges, it looks like the obstruction of a security officer from doing his or her duty.
Dave,
so these are the two major...
Dave, let's be honest. And before Martin got there, the people had planned to do something against him. It was pre-planned action.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yes. It was pre-planned action. And that where Martin was standing, per information we have, where Martin was, he was standing outside. The facility was close to, when he was granting the interview, was ECG facility. Why was Martin attacked but not the journalist? Are you getting the point? And why did the soldier have to insult him that you are stupid if they had not planned something against him in advance? And so I think they needed to have basis for the action, whatever action they were going to take. And so, I mean, on what basis would you have to detain someone on the strength of the issues that came up?
Yeah.
I mean, there was no basis. Two, you said somebody has obstructed a public officer or police officer or security officer. And so when you are granting the person bail, the person must provide, how do you call it, a property in his name. Why? The person has not done it. You sat down, you start aloof for Kenofrata to run away out of the country. After that, you heard several press conferences giving us stories. Martin Kpebu, who had exchanges with a military officer. I'll come to the issue of military officer, whether a military officer was supposed to be there. Because the military are specially trained for something else. Internal security is provided by the police. It's only when it becomes necessary that the commander-in-chief of Ghana Armed Forces, the president, can decide that let's cushion or let's add the military to whatever activity is going on. And so I'm saying that from all the accounts I've heard, it looks as if the people had planned something against Martin Kpebu even before he got there. And that is why yesterday Martin had to go through what he went through, or what he was put through. I don't think it is something that should happen to any Ghanaian. It's not because it's Martin Kpebu, but any other Ghanaian should not suffer the kind of treatment that was given to Martin. It was uncalled for. As I said, my position on the office of the OSP already. I think the office is superfluous. the establishment of the office was superfluous, it was needless, it was not necessary. Because prior to the establishment of the office, we had other anti-corruption agencies or institutions that were working. All that we needed to do was to strengthen them.
The offices.
We didn't need additional. Even the ones we have are too many. CIDs looking at corruption, NIB is looking at corruption, Yoko looking at corruption, Shiraj is looking at corruption. I mean, you can name them. Even is it SIF or so? SIF or FIC, sorry. FIC is also looking at corruption. So we have so many anti-corruption institutions working at the same time. And so sometimes it's difficult to even locate which of the institutions should handle which case. That is why, as the past case, it got to a point, OSP said it doesn't fall within its purview, and that you go to Yoko or something like that. I think that, so if you really want to fight corruption, David, if you really want to fight corruption as a nation, I believe that we don't need all these offices. We don't need them. So OSP office should be scrapped. That one, there shouldn't be any argument about it. It should be scrapped. And even the existing one, what we need to do is to harmonize all the offices into one office. We need to have one anti-corruption office. Then maybe in that office we can have, departments or units within that office. One anti-corruption office, and also harmonize all our laws, anti-corruption laws. We need to even.
All right, busuafo ofa me no na when go so a wo hwe ne be sure say unsubscribe ya be subscribe no like no share dwumedi ama afofo nso ensa etumi akabi, and do not forget to click on the notification bell so na be any update be drop bia no wonso ensa ebetumi akabi. Busuafo ofa me no den simple guda yanko ne nkoti ensem do o de to da e wo ofa me no so.
Redefine corruption. For me, you need to expand the definition of corruption to even involve politicians and their relatives. Because most of these politicians and public servants, when they steal money and they acquire assets, they don't acquire assets in their name.
Yeah.
And so we need to look at the issue of corruption very, very well. I think we can look at the expansion of the definition of corruption, conflict of interest, and all that. Let's copy from those who have succeeded in fighting corruption, like Singapore, like Malaysia, like China, like other countries that have succeeded in minimizing corruption in their country. So I think that if you can have one anti-corruption czar or overlord and one single law for anti-corruption law, if you can have that one, and then that person who head this anti-corruption institution should not take his powers or prosecutorial powers from the Attorney General. It should come directly from the Constitution. He should not be appointed by the President. There has to be a body that will mandated to appoint people who occupied such offices, these independent constitutional bodies. The President should not be the one to be appointing them. Because if the President himself goes against the law, the President himself finds himself in any corruption related issue,
in that conflict of interest.
Yes, the person should be able to take the President to court and even jail the President. It should be possible for us to do that. And so we need to be very serious about fighting corruption. And I don't think the office, I have said, Akuffo didn't establish that office to fight corruption. That's my position. Akuffo, given the record, given what Kinofurata has done in this country, given Akuffo's record, his administration will forever go down as the worst in terms of corruption. He supervised.
So why was the office set up then?
I mean, I believe that it was a smoke screen. You see, let me tell you, there are two things that Akuffo did I think they are all smoke screen. First, free SHS. When he came to office, he established free SHS. I told a friend, this man is not going to do anything for this country. Once he gives you free, he can take more. And you will not complain. And that is exactly what they did. Kinofurata and Co., the money they've taken from this country is more than what they've given to Ghanaians through free SHS. Two, when he established the office of special prosecutor, as I said, it was superfluous, it was needless, it was unnecessary. Just equip, strengthen the existing ones and let them, even if you have to review some of our laws, let's do it and empower them to do their work. Oh, he's going to fight corruption. What happened in the end? His own cousin, finance minister, has run out of the country. Are you getting it? Yeah. And look at the corruption cases that have come up. So clearly, the man did not put or establish that office to fight corruption. Other than that, his office or his administration wouldn't have been the worst in terms of corruption. So, coming back to the Martin's issue, I side with those who have come out to say that the office has, the OSP or the special prosecutor has deviated from his mandate, and clearly he's deviated. If you juxtapose the kind of money that we've spent over the years on that office and the kind of results we've had, there's no value for money. And I think if you're going to establish any office, like the Office of Special Prosecutor, the issue of cost-benefit analysis will have to be taken into consideration. We need to know whether there will be value for money. Because we are not just establishing office for establishing sake. We are establishing the office to achieve a certain result. And I'm saying that given what has happened, I don't think the OSP has justified himself to continue to be in the office. And I don't think that office itself should exist anymore. Because listen to this, David. The man said he saw Ken leave. Ken Ofurata leave. He intercepted a letter that suggested that Ken was about leaving. Then he saw him leave, but he was powerless. Question: if an office, which is supposed to be a very important office in respect of our fight against corruption, is so powerless that the most wanted person was leaving the country, he said, no, I was so powerless.
Was he wanted?
Oh, yes, of course, at that time. He was only, look at it. You know when this SML issue came up, when Manasseh, it was when Akuffo was in power.
Yeah.
So he knew the man had questions to answer.
But as to whether he has started investigations, I think those are some of the issues that was raised by Martin Kpebu.
Yes.
Right? And Manasseh Azuri and the rest.
Yes, because if serious cases like that are before you, and the key guy was leaving, and he said he wrote a letter to NIB, which has turned out to be false. Because NIB has come out to say he didn't contact us for help. Yeah. So you saw the man leave, you allowed him to leave, then organized press conference and declared him what, the most wanted man in this country. Also, I mean, this kind of theatrics, we are too mature to be deceived with this kind of theatrics. I believe that when an Akuffo, after dealing with Martin Amedu and the kind of things that went on, if an Akuffo was going to appoint another person to replace Martin Amedu, there was no way Ken Ofurata would not make input. Given the kind of person Ken Ofurata was in an Akuffo's administration. Gabriel Chodakun, Ken Ofurata will not sit aloof for an Akuffo alone to appoint somebody to be that sensitive office. Everything was staged, and I've said it. Everything was staged, and look. When I was coming, I was pondering over the issue. I said the man was special prosecutor indeed. He was a special prosecutor for an Akuffo and his family. He wasn't a special prosecutor for Ghana. He was a special prosecutor indeed, because we didn't need him. We didn't need that office. Because we already had it.
Alright, Abusuafo, ye do bibiara se oje atenase eti ensempa ye de besom so. Ye be so se kan hu se aha ye POG Media. Ti go be subscribe na wa like na wa share dwumedi ama fofon so ensa etumi aka bi. Abusuafo aha na ye de dwumedi bi si makram.